Oh, we are nearly done with the reasons to stop using DAX calculated columns because they just gotta go. All right, so stop using DAX calculated columns. All right. We've got like 1 through 12 have been out. This is 13 through 16. Let's just get into it, right? Like, why should we be getting through this stuff? Well, I'll tell you. Number 13 is a playoff, and there's more. I've got a total of 20, all right? So if you've watched them all, get through this, and then I got one more set, and then come back and let's argue and let's knock this about, or let's argue about individual points in the comments down below. But I got 20 reasons for it. There ain't no reason to keep using DAX calculated columns. Knock it off. You don't need them. Number 13 is the converse of 12. If you watch, number 12 was like, okay, you have to learn another language in order to do the transformation. Okay, well, that sucks, but you got to get in there and do that, and then you got to do it for all these different languages. Number 13 is anyone you bring in, they may know SQL, they may know Python, or maybe they know Power Query, but then they also have to learn DAX. And let me tell you, you can find a whole bunch of people that know SQL and Python. But knowing DAX, that is not a large crowd, all right? So there is just not that many people out there that have that skill set. And if you're trying to hire in the data space, you need to be able to find, like the broadest candidate base you possibly can. Otherwise, it could take, years to fill a slot, all right? Number 4. We were on number 4 a long time ago. This is number 14. Number 14, if DAX is the data an issue, troubleshooting this stuff is a nightmare. DAX calculated columns, it makes it much harder to detect where you've got some problems, right? So is it in the data warehouse? Is your problem in the data mart? Or is it in your transformations, your semantic layer? Or now is it in an absolute another layer? If you are smart, you consolidate all of your business logic down to one place in your loads. So if something is off, you can just go to that one place and troubleshoot it, instead of having to check each and every single layer, each and every different load. It can be just an absolute nightmare to run through and do all of these different troubleshooting and loads. It is so much easier if you could define it in code one place, load it all up, and then present it to users. And then when you have an issue, it's just go back to that pipeline, fix that Power Query, fix that SQL, fix that Python, right? You just fix it one time. Makes it so much easier to get that stuff up and running, okay? And then we kind of mentioned this a little bit before, but it is super hard to validate this stuff, right? Going in and manually validating this stuff, it's something you have to actually go out and do, instead of being able to set up automations, instead of being able to do error checking in your pipelines. You've just created at the end and gee, Pop, I hope I got that one right, and you're off to the races there. You can't put in a script in a test. You can't do anything to validate that the data is right. At least automatically, it's nigh on impossible. Now, there's semantic link and stuff like that gives you some abilities to do it, but it is hard, it's difficult, and that actually kind of leads into number 16. If you're validating at that layer, you have already impacted your users. That model is already refreshed. Users are using it, and you're validating content that they're actively using. So it's not even something that you're up and running and you're doing a validation on the back end or before it gets to users. No, you're doing your validation on live data that users are interacting with. So if you've got to apply a fix and you roll that out, your users are using that bad data until you get that all out. And it is a bad juju. And remember the whole other thing about having to update in all these different places? you've got a nightmare on your hands, okay? And that leads us back to, like, doesn't depend. No more DAX columns. Eliminate DAX columns from your vocabulary, all right? Now, hopefully you found this useful. Leave a comment down below if you have questions about how any of this stuff fits together. I got one more set of videos about more reasons on this. If you haven't watched the other videos, check out the other videos on why you got to eliminate DAX calculated columns. If you disagree, like, leave a comment down below. Love to get into it. You've been through 16 of them. I got 4 more, at least that I've come up with. Love to hear about any other reasons you could think of to not use DAX calculated columns. But as always, do the YouTube thing. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. Share it with people. All that interaction really helps me out. It tells YouTube that you're watching this stuff. And if this is all too complicated to you, head over to krayosbi.com. Click on Get Me a Data God. Myself or one of my colleagues will reach out to you, and we'll hook you up, and we'll help you get out of the muck that is calculated columns. All right? You make this the best day possible. Peace. Baker Tilly Digital combines strategic industry insight and advanced technical expertise to uncover and solve your digital transformation challenges. If you're interested in learning more, check out our website at bakertilly.com/digital.